Somehow we've reached the very last Rough Draft Diaries vlog, and I have to tell you, this ending looks a little different than what I expected. I hit my original goal of 10,000 words, which feels amazing, but I didn't make it to my stretch goal of 15k, and honestly, I'm choosing to see that as a gentle reminder that progress doesn't have to be perfect to be worth celebrating. So today I'm wrapping up the challenge, sharing what I've learned, chatting about my festive plans for the Ideal Home Show in London, and taking you behind the scenes as I start prepping for Vlogmas. So grab something cozy and let's close out this challenge together. Hey, hi, hello, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Melanie and I write all things cozy. It is the final week of the November writing challenge of your choice. I am doing the Rough Draft Diaries, which is Sarah Cannon's November writing challenge. You could be doing any number of challenges, but this is it. This is the final week. This is when you're going to be making that final push toward getting the goal that you want to achieve. Weekend update. This weekend, like most weekends this month, has just not been a writing weekend. I don't know what it is. I've just not been super motivated to do any writing on the weekends this month. I don't normally write on a Sunday, but I do most of the time write on a Saturday. I've just been feeling a bit meh. It's probably a little bit of seasonal affective disorder because it's just perpetually cloudy here in England this month, and it has just been a real slog to try and get anything done, especially on a weekend when, you know, my husband's here and we're just hanging out. It's like I would just rather read or play a game or do anything other than write. I just kind of want to be in my own cozy cocoon and do as little as possible. And there was no amount of giving it the good old college try that was going to make me sit here and write words. So I just accepted it. We're moving on. As I've said, I've already surpassed my initial goal of 10,000. I would just like to get a little closer to 15 by the end of the week, which I think is pretty doable. I've got, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Actually, no, I don't have Friday, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday are realistically my writing days this week, and I would just like to get closer to 15,000. That's as good as it's going to get before we run out of November and we move into December. I am currently still on the same word count, which was just over 10,000, but I will be doing some writing after I finish talking to you guys, so we'll see where we get to then. As I said, Friday will not be a writing day for me because we are going into London. We live in Buckinghamshire and we are quite close to London, so it's a very easy day trip for us. And we are going to the Ideal Home Show for Christmas. I love this show. I have not been to this show since I was a kid. Like, my parents always went every year because we grew up in a similar area to here. So again, London was easy to get to. It was just so fun. You see these gorgeous room setups, like something out of an interiors magazine. And there were always these gorgeous stores selling like handmade decorations. And of course, lots of food vendors. It is just a lovely day out. You get so much inspiration. Even if you don't buy anything, the ideas will be flowing by the end of it. If you're into, you know, decorating your house for Christmas or just Christmas in general, like if Christmas is really your jam, the Ideal Home Show Christmas is definitely for you. Obviously, it's probably a bit too late this year unless you happen to be, you know, super close to London or in London and could snag a last minute ticket. But definitely go on the website and have a look at next year's dates. If you're into all things Christmas, I think that you would absolutely love it. I managed to get 2 complimentary tickets, which was such a money saver. It's not super expensive, but you know, if you can get free, we're gonna take free. So we are planning to have just a lovely day up in London, going at Ideal Home Show. And we are also going to a special pop-up shop, Studio Ghibli, Kiki's Delivery Service, My Neighbour Totoro, etc. has set up a special pop-up shop, and it is not a million miles from Kensington Olympia where the Ideal Home Show is. It's called Maison Ghibli. It looks amazing, and I'm super excited to go because it's only open for a few months. I'm excited to go look at all the Studio Ghibli merch and just, you know, have fun, have a nice day out and go do something other than just be here writing at my desk, because sometimes the monotony gets to me of just doing this kind of day in, day out. Need a break, need to go do something fun, especially anything that is Christmas themed, because obviously we are moving into December and this means it's going to be my first ever Vlogmas, because obviously I did not start my channel until earlier this year, so I have not done a Vlogmas yet. There will not be everyday vlogs. I know that is the main kind of way that people do it. They do short daily vlogs all month. It's not my style, it's not my speed. I will continue to do a once a week kind of vlog. So as per all my series so far, the October Diaries, Rough Draft Diaries, there will be 4 episodes, 4 vlogs for the month of December. That's just more sustainable for me. I don't want to vlog every day. That's just way too stressful. I am very excited about it. I'm currently working on my little introduction, similar to the one that you get on all my videos, just to make it super Christmassy. I'm still deciding what kinds of things that I want to share in those vlogs that are Christmas kind of themed, but I have been making some progress on that. So I think one of the things that I want to cover in those vlogs is doing some Christmas crafting. One of my goals from my personal curriculum was to do quilting. I think realistically I'm just going to be sewing for a while, because quilting requires more tools and fabric and things than I currently have. I'm not really looking to get into buying all those things at the moment. It's not particularly cheap. I think I'm just going to essentially use what I have and just do some sewing, and maybe quilting will come in further down the line. I don't know, but yes, before you ask, this is a different sewing machine. The one behind me in all my other vlogs has been just pink, and this one is white. You're not going crazy. The pink one is not working, and I bought this one off Vinted for parts because I was missing the foot pedal and the power cable for the pink one. It's the same machine, it's just in white. Pink one's not working, so I have dug this one out to use it in its entirety, hoping that it works. I've honestly not tested it because I didn't buy it with the intent to actually use it, so we're gonna see. But I went to the library and picked up 2 different crafting books. First up is this one, which is a Fat Quarter Christmas. I do have several packs of fat quarters. It's just a square piece of fabric that tends to come in like kind of packs of 8, 10, 12 or whatever. And you know, all the kind of patterns go together. There's like Disney themed ones or pink ones or floral ones. I have several of them, so I thought it would be a good idea to check this book out. And there was actually something in here that I did want to make. Let me find it. It is making mantle edging. So our kitchen dining room is entirely open plan, and we have a hatch that goes into the living room, and the kind of edge of the top there is quite bare. So I thought doing this nice edging, oh, there's actually a picture on the front as well. So doing a nice edging like this will kind of help to hide that kind of bare edge and also make it more festive. I have definitely got some Christmas themed fat quarter fabric in my box, so I will dig that out and see if it is enough to make that. I need to do some measuring downstairs. There are lots of other crafts in here, but that was one that caught my eye that I would like to whip up for Christmas. And the other book that I got to get some inspiration for crafts for Vlogmas is this one. It is DK's Homemade Christmas. really lovely ideas in here. Just a really nice book actually, just, you know, nice foil edges and a bit of sparkle, and you know, from the library, so completely free. And I'll be going through there just to see if anything kind of strikes me. I've had a flick through and I think there's a couple of things I could definitely do. Some of them are a little bit involved or they involve quite expensive materials, so we're going to skip over those. My mantra is to use what I have or to stick with things that are lower cost. Just for it's the whole thing of crafting is I don't want to spend a fortune to make something, or else honestly by that point I may as well have just gone and bought it from someone who can make it way better than I can. Just a little forward planning there for Vlogmas. I am going to get on with actually doing some writing now, and we will see where we get to. Let's try and get toward the 15,000. Certainly not just in this episode. I will be filming another day this week, but let's see where we're going to get to. It is Thursday and it is my last real day to get any words in for the Rough Draft Challenge. I didn't get too many words done in this week, and current word count is 12,451. I wanted to get as close to kind of 15k as I could. Don't think I'm going to hit 15k by doing, you know, 3,000 words today. That's just that is not going to happen at all. But I will see basically where I can get up to with my writing. But first, coffee. Now, if you're into all things kind of like cinnamon and autumn and fall flavored, highly recommend the Outpro cinnamon flavored milk creamer thing. Basically it is really, really tasty. I like to kind of heat mine in the microwave and then I get my little frother. It just has the right amount of cinnamon. It's not like overpowering. It's obviously not as strong as say a pumpkin spice latte, but just to add that little kind of festive flavor to your drinks, highly recommend that. And also for coffee, I spotted these on the kind of Tesco app, and it is these Nescafe dessert flavor instant coffees. I've got the Kit Kat and the cookie dough one. I'm not the biggest fan of instant coffee. I typically either have pod coffee with my espresso machine, or I brew it kind of properly in a mocha pot. But sometimes an instant coffee just, you know, you don't have time, you need coffee. It's probably going to be your go-to option. And these are just way nicer than your kind of standard normal instant coffee. What I would recommend though, if you don't want it to taste too watery, because I always find with things like instant coffee and kind of like instant chocolate, hot chocolate powders, they have a tendency to taste really watery. But if you don't want to make it with tons of milk, because then it makes your milk go super quickly, I would say with these, put in 25 grams of powder as opposed to the kind of 20 that they say, 150 ml of water, and then top it up with milk to about 180 ml. This is a secret recipe I've been perfecting for these coffees. I find then that you kind of get enough of the taste and enough creaminess without having to use like 200 ml of milk every time that you want to make a coffee, which then results in you having to go out and constantly buy lots of milk. So yeah, if you're just after an instant coffee or just a coffee with more kind of flavor to it, highly recommend those. Very tasty if you make them correctly. So the other thing that I want to mention in this video was I put a post about this yesterday on the community tab, and I said that I would share more in the vlog. So here I am. These little pieces of fabric are the start of my first Christmas craft project. There's also some ribbon as well. Green and pink is basically going to be our kind of Christmas colour scheme this year, and luckily I had some kind of festive fabrics in my stash. What this is going to be, she says at the end, if she does this correctly, is a cutlery holder, something like this. I just thought I would start off with a kind of more simple project. I haven't done any sewing in really quite some time. None of those machines do not work. Both the white one and the pink one, we have tried to kind of fix them, make them work. We've tried rethreading them. They're just not playing ball. I think it might just be an issue with the foot pedal, because that is the only thing kind of between them that could be causing the issue, because it's used on both of them. Regardless, they're not working. I'm not going out and buying a brand new sewing machine at this point in the year. So I'm going to do these by hand. In all fairness, hand sewing was the first kind of sewing that I learned, and all the different stitches, so I'm not fussed. I think it will actually be a nice kind of mindful project to do, just to kind of sit there and, you know, do the threading of a needle and the stitches. I think it's much the same for people that knit or crochet, just the kind of rhythm of doing it and just being focused, I think would be a very nice kind of wintry mindful project in and of itself. Obviously I've only got one here, going to need to do another one, but I thought let's do one at a time and see how it goes. I did all the ironing on of the interfacing yesterday, so you can see I kind of ironed it on there. Luckily I had a big sheet of that stuff, so put it to use in this particular project. So if I do that, and then basically all I have to do is just sew these pieces together, which I can just do anywhere. I could sit here and do it. I can sit in my chair, downstairs, even in bed. I have all the pieces, I just need to assemble them. So I don't know if I'll be doing that today. If I do, I'll include it here. If not, I will most certainly be including it in the Vlogmas clips that will be coming up in the next vlog. Quick note, if you didn't catch the Tuesday video, there will be no Tuesday videos for the entirety of December. This is so I can, one, focus on Vlogmas, and two, filming Tuesday videos takes a lot of time and it kind of leaves me too tired to write. So by not filming them, I'm giving myself another day to get some more words in and hopefully get this word count to a much higher place by the end of December. So yes, we have a few things on, but we aren't the sort of people who have a super packed social calendar any time of the year, and certainly not Christmas. So there aren't too many days that we are doing things. I'm going to try and build in some more rest time rather than just saying, oh, this is the only day I can't write because I'm not here, because I know that if I just write, that after a while, the words will not come. So I'm going to be trying to be mindful about taking some more rest days over the period of December. But having that Tuesday back will definitely be a big help in having more time to do writing. So without further ado, let's get into writing and let's see what total I'm going to end this vlog on. Okay, so this this is going to be the end of this vlog. I have kind of just hit that wall with writing, but we got up to 13,710 and I am very pleased with that. It's not 15, but it's not miles off either, so very happy to leave that there. There will not be any words now until probably Monday the 1st, because as I said, we are going to the Ideal Home show tomorrow, and then Saturday we are putting up our decorations. I will film parts of that for Vlogmas as well, and then Sunday is my stepmother's birthday, so there's a lot going on. There's not going to be any writing done, but that is okay. I think in an ideal timeline, I would love to have this fully drafted by maybe February. I don't write first drafts particularly quick. I know some people do kind of just skeleton and then fill in a lot more later. I do leave gaps for things like descriptions that might kind of hold me back, but I like to have the majority of the story done before I go back and do revisions. And I can only really write maybe 1,500 words in a day. I'm just one of those people, I hit a wall, I just can't keep going past that. It doesn't work for me. I know other people that can just write, 5,000 words in a day and they can have a book done in like a month or 6 weeks. That's not me. I wish it were, because man, I could just get those books up on Amazon. I could have this series done so quickly and possibly be making all the money, but it's not how my brain works. It's not how this author career is going to go. That's fine. We're all writing at our own speed here. So this is the final episode of the Rough Draft Diaries. I hope you have enjoyed kind of following my journey over this month in starting on the Quartz Falls book 2, which is Celeste's story. I've had a lot of fun kind of sharing with you the process and the highs and the lows. The highs of getting all the words, the lows of getting 0 words. It's been a lot of fun sharing. And obviously December's focus is Vlogmas, and I'm super excited to film that. And then next year we will be back to more normal daily vlogs. But thank you so much for watching and joining me on this journey. I would love to know how your November writing projects went. Obviously there are technically still a few more days, so maybe you're going to finish on more of a high than I did, but let me know down in the comments. If this is the first vlog you're watching and you enjoyed it, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.